Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Paul again. Today we're going to have a look at drawing a few sea creatures. So I'm going to start off today looking at a great white shark because one, I'm scared, petrified of them, absolutely. Like, the biggest fear that I have is being eaten by sharks, particularly great whites, but I think they're majestic and unbelievable predators of the deep. So I thought I'd have a go at that, and then I don't know, killer whale, orca tomorrow maybe, followed by, I don't know, something like a dolphin or a jellyfish or something like that. I'm going to use this A3 pad, this Art Gecko pad. If you could click subscribe, that'd be great. That means you don't miss out on any videos. We're going to do him quite small here. So I've got a range of pencils. I'm just going to do it black and white in pencils, I think, this one, rather than splashing any colour. And this shark that I'm going to do it's taken from a reference photograph that I've found. Obviously, I haven't taken this picture myself because I'm that scared of sharks. I don't like going in the ocean. So great white swimming past. The next couple of nights, I'm going to do a few other creatures of the sea, of the deep. If you can suggest any more that you'd like to see, maybe if you put that in one of the comments on this video, perhaps. Obviously, I think you can only make comments if you subscribe, so make sure you subscribe. Now, this is a shark that's quite a distance away. It's not right up close to the camera, so I'm just going to do him quite small. You can do him as large as you like. So the basic idea is trying to work out where on the paper you're going to do the shark. So I'm going to do him here. My shadow's in the way actually on this. I'm going to do him here. I'll pull away so you can see it properly in a little while. Just got the light on in the room I'm in, just to give it so you can see the page properly. Quick sketch of him, and then I'm going to talk about how I'd use. We've got some pencils here, so I've got a H. I'm using a B at the moment. Sorry, I've got a 2B in my hand. I'm going to use a B to start off with. I've got 6B. I've also got, I've just snapped it in half actually, by mistake, getting it out of the packet. This is a charcoal pencil, so for the very dark bits I might put a little bit of charcoal in there later on. And I've got a silver or light grey Stabilo. I might not use that. We'll see how I get on later on. And I've got a black Stabilo just to pull out any sharp black parts, sections, like just inside his mouth and perhaps his eye. His eye's very small. Okay, so I don't really want to do that in pencil crayon or pencil. Okay, but most of this is a grey photograph, a black and white photograph I'm using with the sunlight coming through the surface of the sea. So the top half of him is quite light, and the bottom half is obviously white on a great white shark. Middle section quite dark. Okay, so in the section that his eye's in, so it's going to be quite difficult to see his eye on this one. So I'm going to start off. I might stop it in a while if it's taking too long, and I'll just put the last bit of the video on there if I can. So great white in this region here. So I'm going to, hopefully you can see this fine. I'm going to just draw where the curve of his back is, or the top of his back. Okay, and it goes down like this into his fin at the back. So it goes up to about there. Then the classic shark fin we're going to put here now, and it goes up. I'll get out of the way of the camera in a minute so you can see. It goes up to about here, and then we've got to get that classic curved shape in. It's not actually as sharp as you would imagine. So we're going there to there. He's got another section of his back there. Okay. And this looks a little bit out of proportion because the photographer's taking it kind of almost head on, so his tail and the back of him is further away in this photograph, so that makes it a little bit more complicated to draw. Okay, but this is just a sketch, guys. All right, I've done art of sharks in paints, in acrylics before, and this is just to show you how to sketch one out, really. I'm not looking for a masterpiece at this point. Okay, so just going to get the shape and the width of things in proportion. So he's got another, let's just draw a line down here, okay, like that. The back of his tail, it goes into a point, okay, so we've got to draw this kind of thing. He's got another very small fin there, it's quite pointed, okay, and then we're going to this big fin. So here we've got a very long pointy fin which goes like this. Okay, and then the back fin, let's give him all the power, the rudder, like the rudder of the fish. It goes like this, so we've got this kind of a shape, but at the back it's very, very pointy, so it goes in here slightly and then at an angle to the middle, then it goes round and it goes back down again to this point here, and then it's just more of a curve outwards on this bottom bit. Okay, there. Alright, so happy with that, that's pretty good. This fin coming in here looks a bit weird at the moment. This is quite thin, it's pencil, like literally thinner than a pencil here. So we're going to go into this kind of approach here. Now it fattens out a little bit, it's going to be grey around here, okay, and then we're going to bring the belly in. I'm going to change pencils actually, because I think that's a little bit, I want to just do a bit sharper, just a sharper edge. So I'm going to use a 4H. Now this is like technical pencils, but I won't get this sharp edge. I don't really want it too soft at this point. Okay, so I've just changed my pencil just to get this shape in here, and I'll change back pencils again in a little while. Okay, so from here, what we need to do is we've got to do another fin, but this goes in this direction. Okay, and it's going to curve this way and curve upwards like this. Okay, time we're on 8 minutes, that's good. It's not too long. I hope you guys have had a good day anyway in lockdown. I've been for a big walk with the dog this afternoon. Did 8.5 kilometres with little ones on bikes and scooters. The big ones were walking. Now we're into his mouth, okay? Now he's got a real sly look about him, this shark. So from here, it's going to curve downwards. Okay, and we'll just rub that out in a minute, okay? That back bit. Right, so from here it's going to curve up. It's going to curve right up and round, okay? And this top edge is really flat, okay? So we've got this going on here. Now I'm just going to draw a line where I want the dark line. I'm just not going to forget this. This is where we've got a dark middle section of the beast, okay? A really dark middle section, and we've also got from this bit here, it's going to come round here, and we've got a line like this, and it's going to curve this way. All right, and it's quite thick. So if you can draw something like that, okay. We've got another bit of real darkness here. We've just got a little bit of light coming in there. Okay, so we've got to have his mouth open slightly. You can see some of his teeth, so it's going to go around like that. Okay, we'll just rub out that little section in the middle. All right, that we've just gone wrong slightly too high. There we are. That's good. So bring that out a little bit more. Okay, so what we've got is the line of his head. We've got a straight line here, then it drops, and it goes down in staggers and stages, almost like steps. Okay, so it's going to go up, and it's going to go, it's going to be a few white specks like this, and that's how we're looking there, which is good. Happy with that. Just want to get in his eye, so we know where his eye is, and he's got a nostril. So where we've just stepped this down, he's got a circle here of a nostril. Okay, quite dark, and then he's got an eye. It's very close to that, and it's here. Okay, and that's about as big as it is. Okay, so we've got the basics of the shark. Just down here we've got some dark, just this is all dark here. Okay, and then the fin we've got, I'm just drawing in where we're going to have to draw some darker areas. Okay, this is going to be darker down here. Okay, and right to the tip of this, it's going to be darker here, much darker in this area here. Okay, and then in the back we've got this line going, this grey line going around, and it goes through this tip of this fin at the back here. Okay, and then we've got a little bit more whiteness coming up here, and that's how we are. A little triangle of white there. We've got a little patch of grey here, and then the fin at the top is dorsal fin, I think it's called, isn't it? On a shark is like that. Okay, so we can. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm quite happy with that. So we can crack on with the colouring. What I'd suggest is going quite light at the beginning. Okay, I'm just going to get one pencil crayon out of my Faber-Castell pencil crayons. I'm just going to get my trusty grey, silvery grey. I like this silvery grey, so I'm going to start with a little bit of pencil work. Okay, I'm going to look at something like a 2B. All right, quite soft, and I'm just going to go in where the darker edges are. Okay, and that's good. I'm quite liking that shade there. Okay, you will need a pencil sharpener at some point, probably, and you'll need to get yourself a decent eraser or rubber, because you will lean with your hands onto the paper. So what you're trying to avoid, if you can, is any smudges around the outside edge of this piece of art. Okay, so the very edge, the very tip of this is almost black, all right, on the photograph. So we can go right along that edge there. Okay, this area is very dark. Okay, so we'll pick up the darkness here, probably go darker later. Okay, and maybe a little bit lighter in here. Okay, but I'm going to change my pencil shade in a little while. Okay, I'm going to go really dark at the front end here. Okay, almost black this is. Okay, so I'm going really dark here at the front, and as we're going towards the middle of this, it's going to change. Okay, so dark to about, really dark to about there, and then we're changing. So I'm going to change my pencil now, all right, and I'm going to change to something like a B, all right, because I want a lighter section around his eye, and there's a real light section here, just above his nose. So just very lightly touching this paper now. Keep it really light, okay. And then at the back at the top, this is a little bit darker. Got a darker patch there, okay. But we're going much lighter around his eye on this side, okay. Now this is where I think I'd like to use fine liner. I'm going to get black in there, like that, okay. And I'm going to get black there as well. Okay, so that's his nostril. I'm going to do inside his mouth in a little while, like that as well. So back to pencil. A little bit of a change, slightly heavier now, and a 2B, and it's going to go underneath here. Okay, again with these really good quality pencils that I've got, you don't need, just nice and light around the nose so you can see the nose. All right, you don't need to press on too hard. Lots of people make that mistake. They press on too hard at the start, and then it goes too dark and it makes a mess, and you can't really recover from that. Okay, so nice and light, go in the same direction if you can. Okay, and then we're going to go darker as we're coming down here. All right, now you want a nice solid line on the outside edge of this. So I sometimes do this. I'll sometimes go around the outside edge so I don't colour over the top of it, okay. And then we go grey again. We're putting a little bit more pressure on now. Darker down in this section. Alright, darker in this section. Try and lean my head out of the way so you can see, because I know my shadow is in the way quite a lot. So we'll go darker in here. Okay, fading it up to lighter up here, really quite light. All right, round his eye we need a darker line, like this, okay. It goes right round, darker section, okay. And then we've got a little bit of a darker streak here, all right. Okay, so that's coming on nicely now. I'm going to go to my silver pencil crayon, all right, because I want to start bringing in some of this shade under here. Okay, just be aware you're pressing on quite hard on this, but there's going to be a white section. We'll leave that clear. There's going to be a little bit more white under there, okay. And as you're coming up here now, we're making it slightly darker, okay. A little bit of white across the top of there, okay. And then we've got some darker sections. I'll go over this with pencil in a little while, okay. This is quite a lot darker, okay, so you can press down on this, All right. If you haven't got a silvery grey, you could just use a pencil for this. But I quite like the fact that it's quite a lot smoother than the pencil. Okay, so we've got mainly pencil crayon at this bottom end here. I'm going to go over it with pencil in a little while. And we're going to go just nice and dark at the bottom. But I'm going to leave a section white, or lighter, should I say. Okay, so this section here is much lighter. Darker section there. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the darker theme. Okay, we need some lines up here. So we're going to have a couple of lines running like this. Okay, slightly darker. There's one coming down here like this. These are his kind of side gills he's got here. Alright, and another one here. And then we can just shade in. I'm going to use the side of this pencil here and start to shade in like this. Okay, the side of the pencil. Alright, nice and dark into lighter sections here. Much lighter through here. I'm not pressing on hardly any at all, okay? And we've got sections of grey like this. Okay, and we've got some shade and some light coming in. So what we want to do is just move this like water, okay, or the shadows of water coming down here. Okay, there we are. So we've got lots more grey to bring in at the back here now. Okay, so we've got darker here, comes right down to this section here. Alright, much darker in this area. Again, I'm just using the side of the pencil here and just keeping my hands as best I can, my hand away from it. Okay, we're just going to bring a couple of darker lines up here. Alright, like this. There we are. And again, a little bit lighter through this area now. I'm going to change the pencil to quite a lighter one. So I'm going to go for, where are we? Go for a B, something like that. Okay, just find the B, just bear with me. H, that's a good one. So nice and light on this now. Now I'm back to using the front or the top of the pencil rather than the side. Okay, so I'm now bringing this in just a little bit darker. We've got one darker line through here. Alright, and one more like this. Now back of this is much darker. Okay, so we can go really dark in here, really dark around this outside edge. Okay, and it goes up to about there, and then from here, move my hand out of the way. I'm just trying not to touch with my palm here. Try not to touch that pad. Okay, otherwise you're going to have a lot of mistakes or rubbing out to do. Okay, so that's as dark as I want to go there. We've got another darker section down here. Alright, but now I want to just lighten it up, so I'm just going to go over with a pencil. Okay, nice and light. Alright, just nice and light, not pushing down too much. This is a H I've got in my hand, okay? Just take your time with this. Nice and light. Don't forget we're missing this little triangle out, that's white. Okay. It's coming together now. Alright. We're on 24 minutes, so just another couple of minutes and then I'm going to stop it and show you the end result, because otherwise you're just watching me shade everything in. It could be a little bit dull. Okay. There we are. So I'm now going to go over that. I'll just show you. I'm going to go over this with the silver. All right. And it just breaks up any of that white. We don't really want to be seeing any white at this stage in this fin. Okay. So over the top with that pencil, with that grey pencil crayon. Okay. Nice and light though. Just getting rid of any white spaces. Okay. Top of that fin. There's no white in this fin at all. Okay. So we're just going to lighten that up a little bit. So you see where I've put my hand down here, we'll simply just use a rubber. We'll probably do that later on, but I quite like doing it as I go along because I don't want to rub any more across what I've already done. Okay, so as I go along I'll just rub out if I can, okay, any on the outside of that animal that I don't, that fish that I don't want, okay, and blow that rubber away, okay. There we go. Right, so I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to colour in the rest of it, or shade it in. It's all grey and blacks, and then I'll just film and talk through how I've achieved it, okay. So I'll see you back very soon. Okay guys, I think I'm done. That's as much as I really want to do on this piece of art. Okay, just to talk you through it, I've used a fine liner in here, the very black sections. Okay, I bought some, the charcoal pencil, this very small one I snapped earlier on. I bought some shafts of dark lines down here just to suggest, and I don't know whether you can see it in the video, but I've done some lines up here to suggest that's where the surface of the water is, just very faint. Okay, much darker through here. Put all these gills in there. His fin at the back here is a lot darker. I've drawn a very thin fine line pen because that's very dark down there, and you can't really achieve it with a pencil crayon or a pencil without it being if it's a little bit smudgy and a little bit less sharp than I'd like. So I wanted a really sharp line there, so I've drawn one line in there. I've just brought that line just up this darker section here, and I've just blocked out some colour, so hopefully this is a lot darker as well. The top fin here, classic great white shark's fin, and a little bit of light and dark up here just to suggest there's the sunlight's coming on top of his body here. This is much darker in this section than this top section, and then we've got a really dark spray here. Probably we need to just darken off this section here. Okay, just a little bit darker in there. All right, a few patches of dark in there. Okay, so probably a little bit happier with that now. Okay, and that is our great white shark. Hope you've enjoyed that anyway. Tomorrow I might have a go at killer whale, and then perhaps dolphin or jellyfish or something like that. Sea turtle maybe in future videos. Hope you're well anyway. Stay safe, keep your safe distancing, obviously 2 meters or more away from other people when you're out and about. Hopefully stay around your very local area. Let me know what you think about these videos. We're now up to subscribers, we're up to 282 now, and we've just passed 5,000 views in total. That's in 4.5 weeks, nearly 5 weeks, so that's great news. Keep supporting, keep watching. I've also got an art shop on Redbubble, which is a great little website it's massive actually, it's not little, for thousands of different designers and artists globally, but it's based in the UK. You can find all my artwork on there, and you can get yourself a cool t-shirt or travel mug, something like that. Have a look at the my page anyway. It's simply in the internet, it's paulbemboart.redbubble.com. I'm also on TikTok. I'm on Instagram, Paul Bembo Artist. got a Facebook group as well. Getting really buzz from people following and asking questions. Just got a couple of commissions as well for personalised art on canvases this afternoon from a couple of people online. So yeah, that's keeping me busy in lockdown. I hope to see you all soon anyway, and you guys take care. Keep watching my videos and subscribe for notifications for new ones. Trying to do one every day, guys, or at least one a day. So see you again tomorrow.